It's getting ready to go. This is why I said she had to come in person.
I did come in person. I came the day you told
This
me.
is why I said she had to come in person. And I wasn't
They
talking
said it
to
was a
Miss
virtual
McGee
hearing.
because if I was talking to Miss McGee, I wouldn't have said she. If I was speaking at that moment to Miss McGee, then I wouldn't have said she. I would have said, and I'm ready on Miss Maggie. How do you pronounce her name?
McGee.
Oh, that's what I kept saying wrong. That's
all fell apart. That's how we got
that's
here.
why. Oh, well, let's make sure. Yeah, okay. Let's make sure it don't fall apart today. So that ain't going because she's supposed to be in person. Miss McGee, start your camera.
So just to give some quick context, what it looks like they're referring to is they already had a previous court date set with Miss McGee, and the judge mispronounced her name. And I guess Miss McGee started acting a fool after that. So the judge basically told her, okay, you need to come to court in person now. But somehow she still ended up coming to court on Zoom. So let's just watch and see how this whole thing unfolds.
Okay. All right. Oh. This is case number 224518101, the people of the state of Michigan versus Adriana Renissa McGee. Defendant is charged with 1 count of disorderly disturbance, and today is the date set. Adjourned sentencing. And appearances, please, even though I said Miss McGee had to come in person. Appearances, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Delisha Coleman on behalf of the City of Detroit.
And for the record, Your Honor, Janice Stevenson appearing on behalf of Ms. Adriana McGee. Ms. McGee, ma'am, will you please say your first, your middle, and your last names?
Adriana Renissa McGee.
Oh, it was at 8:59. So I didn't do a pre-sentence investigation for Miss McGee, but we were here the other day and I mispronounced Miss McGee's name, and Miss McGee got real smart with the court and it went real left. And then I said she had to come in person that day. And then by the time she got here, I was not here anymore. And then I had her to be interviewed by the specialty court. And I understand that she was interviewed by the specialty court and that she does qualify for the behavioral health court. So with that in mind, with respect to sentencing, is there anything on behalf of the people?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
I was trying to request a new attorney.
Ma'am, okay.
And so I came
with
down
that
to
in
court
mind, Miss
yesterday.
McGee, it's getting ready to go. This is why I said she had to come in person.
I did come in person. I came the day you told me.
This is why I said she had to come in person. And I wasn't talking to Miss McGee because if I was talking to Miss McGee, I wouldn't have said she. If I was speaking at that moment to Miss McGee, then I wouldn't have said she. I would have said you. But since I wasn't speaking to Miss McGee, that's why I said she. And then I just gave a speech and I said that Miss McGee came in person that day and spoke to specialty court. And so if I was talking about that Miss McGee had to come in person that day, I would have said that she came in person and therefore she fulfilled my requirement for coming in person. But since I wasn't speaking to Miss McGee and I wasn't speaking about the requirement to come in person the other day, but my requirement that she come in person also today, that's why I said what I said. And since I said what I said and I said it the other day, and I see that this is getting ready to go south again, I'm going to again require that Miss McGee is going to come in person, and she's not going to overtalk me because I am just not going to be overtalked. It's just not going to happen. So let's do this. I know that specialty court gave her a day to come in person. And then I think she said she was, when she just blurted out in my courtroom just now and didn't wait for me to acknowledge her to speak, she said she was going to request another lawyer. And Ms. Stevenson, are you aware of Ms. McGee's request that misdemeanor and felony defender be removed from the case? Were you aware of that before now?
Not until this very moment, Your Honor. I would say that we are at sentencing at this point. And if the court were to follow the recommendation of specialty court, that Ms. McGee would have another lawyer provided to her when she starts working with the specialty court.
Yeah, I know. You said that for her benefit, not mine.
Yes, Judge.
Oh, I know. Okay. So what I'm going to do is send Miss McGee back into the breakout room. I'm going to allow her to speak to you, Ms. Stevenson, regarding her request for new counsel. And I'm going to allow you to explain to Ms. McGee or to allow her to ask questions about what you just said on my record that was really for her benefit. And then I'll decide if I'm going to hear the case on Zoom. Because I did, in fact, say I wasn't hearing her cases on Zoom. I wasn't going to hear her case on Zoom.
Oh, yes, sure.
For the very reason. So she go back and you all can discuss her request, and then we can move forward. So I'm going to put her in breakout, put Miss McGee in breakout room number 3. You can please accept to join that breakout room, and then we can go from there.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Who interviewed Miss McGee? Did Miss Warfield interview Miss McGee?
I don't think so. I don't think that's what
I
started.
want Miss Warfield to come in and talk to Miss McGee, please.
Yes.
Okay. That's who I want to talk to, Miss McGee. Please find Miss Warfield. So I'm ready on McGee first. Miss McGee, start your camera for me. All right, I'm recalling case number 2245180101, the people versus Adriana Ranissa McGee. Today is the date set for sentencing. Appearances again, please.
And Alicia Coleman on behalf of the City of Detroit, Your Honor.
And again, for the record, Janice Stevenson appearing on behalf of Adriana McGee. Ms. McGee, ma'am, please say your first, your middle, and your last names.
Initial. Adriana Ranissa McGee.
Thank you.
All right, so we're back on the record with Ms. McGee. And I had asked Attorney Warfield to come on and speak to Ms. McGee. And then Attorney Warfield came out here and said Ms. McGee insulted her intelligence. So some told her she was about dumb. I don't know. So we're going to go ahead and proceed. We're going to go ahead and proceed. Now, I let her talk to Attorney Warfield. And so I guess there's just no lawyer that's good. Today is the day for sentencing. Do the people wish to be heard?
The people do not wish to be heard. We leave it to the court's discretion, Your Honor.
Ms. Stevenson, do you wish to be heard?
Well, I do, Your Honor, on behalf of Ms. McGee. Your Honor, Ms. McGee did make some representations to the court through counsel, I believe through Attorney Hall, when she was here earlier this week or whenever that was. But and I believe that Ms. McGee is in need of the support that she's seeking at this time.
And who's seeking? Because Ms. Warfield said that she don't want the services.
Well, the services through DWIM that she was, I think, trying to call this a couple days.
Yes.
Because services.
Now, let me tell you what we're not going to do is interrupt. We're not going to be rude. That's so rude to interrupt Ms. Stevenson, because you will get a chance to speak. And then when you get a chance to speak, hopefully we won't have to interrupt you. Ms. Stevenson.
Thank you, Your Honor. And I believe that that Ms. McGee is very wise in seeking the support that she has. So
here's the thing. Let me cut in here for a second, because at first, from listening to the video, I was actually going to take Mrs. McGee's side a little bit on certain things, because, I mean, first off, just look at her name. It doesn't look that hard to pronounce. The judge couldn't have mispronounced the Adriana part. Now, I think her last name is really spelled Maggie. So I'm wondering if the judge might have mispronounced her last name. And then I was going to say, she didn't show up in person today, but the day when the actual thing happened between her and the judge, she showed up to court in person. So I was going to be like, okay, it sounds like this lady is doing what she needs to do, and she's not that bad. But then what we see, all you had to do was set your clock and wait on it. She starts interjecting. What she really just showed is that she has zero emotional control, and she has zero impulse control. So people like that, they're going to bury themselves. And, it's kind of like a back and forth thing, because the judge, she obviously just is not fond of this lady at this point. So let's just continue to watch how the interaction is going. But yeah, I mean, she needs to get some impulse control, because you notice too, she even is getting into it with her lawyers or her attorneys or whatever. How do you think that dynamic went? Let's be real. She wants to change her attorney, which probably isn't even in the best interest of her, because the attorney already has all her information and has been working the case. She probably wants to change it just off the impulse of how she was feeling when talking to the attorney, right? So she makes bad decisions that are ultimately going to be final, just based off her fleeting emotions in the moment.
Because until her appearance earlier this week, Your Honor, Ms. McGee and I have had a very productive working relationship. She has been extremely attentive to these proceedings. She did express to me remorse for the actions that she took on the date of the incident that brings her to court. She expressed the desire to fully put this matter behind her. I believe I had some.
What incident did she have? No impulse control. See, that's why she's here to begin with.
Notes that indicated that I had to talk Ms. McGee out of throwing up her hands and pleading guilty at her first court appearance. I think I talked to her about the people having a burden of proof. It's not her responsibility to prove that she's guilty. The people have to prove that. And so we have to wait at least until I can look at the case and make some thorough assessments before she pleads guilty. She was totally on board with that. So I think that Ms. McGee does need the support that she is seeking of her own volition. I believe that the specialty court would be able to be a great assistance to Ms. McGee. I think when she gets things stabilized, she's going to respond favorably to the guidance provided by the specialty court, Judge Holmes, and the rest of the specialty court staff. So I think that, we do have a little bit of aberrant behavior in place right now. Ms. McGee it is a little bit different than she was when she and I first started working together. And I think she's going to be okay. And so I am asking for the referral to specialty court, Your Honor.
You see how they have to communicate about her like she's a child, because she's so childish. It's like, I think her behavior can kind of turn around. I think she can act right. And see, I like the fact that at first I wasn't so sure about this judge, because this judge is getting a little heated about it. But I like the fact that this judge is like, no nonsense, and really just the fact that she's like, no, it's not that hard. She can act right. She's choosing, and she's really just being disrespectful. And that's what got her in this situation to begin with. So either she's going to correct it or I'm going to correct it. And I think that's the correct approach.
And y'all didn't even tell me. Y'all didn't see my lips moving and y'all couldn't hear me? Okay, so what was the last thing? Did y'all hear me give the sentence at all?
No.
Oh, bless y'all entire heart. Okay.
Ooh.
So the court is going to sentence Miss McGee. So did y'all hear me ask Miss McGee, did she want to give a statement?
No.
Oh, Lord. Y'all didn't see my lips moving and y'all couldn't hear me?
I didn't. I can't see it.
Look up at the camera. I need y'all to look up and be in court. Let's be
You're this big on my screen, Judge.
So make me bigger. Make me bigger.
Okay.
I like the speaker. Make me bigger.
Okay.
I need you all to pay attention in court. I'm sitting here saying a whole bunch and nobody said nothing. All right. Does Ms. McGee wish to make a statement on her own behalf? Ms. McGee, do you want to say anything to the court?
You better say something.
Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, we're going to wait for you. Sure. Sure. You saw her leave the room. All right. Ms. McGee, do you want to make a statement to the court on your own behalf?
I agree to the probation. Reporting probation. I agree to that. That's
what?
all I'm going to say.
All right. Then the court is going to impose following sentence. I will sentence Ms.
Not special.
Oh, she is about to do her dirty. She said, I agree to the probation. Like she's negotiating her own sentence or something. The judge is about to run her through the ringer.
Court.
I will sentence Miss McGee to a term of probation for 14 months, and I'm going to transfer the case to Judge Shannon Holmes in the Behavioral Health Court. I would allow Judge Holmes to set all the terms and conditions of the probation. The return to court date is October the 6th at 9:30 a.m. Failure to appear for the next court appearance, and that is in person, and the failure to appear will result in a warrant being issued and the bond being set at $5,000 cash surety plus the GPS tether with house arrest. Anything further on behalf of the defense? On behalf of the people. I'm sorry, Ms. Taylor Coleman.
So I'm on probation for 14 months.
Anything further on behalf of the people?
Nothing further on behalf of the people. Thank you, Your Honor.
And anything further on behalf of the defense?
To the court, I would have nothing more for the record, Your Honor.
Okay, so what?
Talk to my attorney, Mr. Stevenson. Can I talk to my attorney?
Yeah, of course.
I'm happy to do that, Your Honor.
On your own time.
Well, y'all have telephones.
That's true, Your Honor.
Okay, let me tell you what's not going to happen. I could care less. Ms. McGee is on here with an attitude with me like she directing me to do something. Now, I gave you an opportunity to speak.
Right.
I gave you an opportunity to ask me for something. Anything you wanted to ask me for, you could have asked it of me. But you
said
didn't.
14 months. That's
but
a long
you didn't. So let's do this. Ms. Stevenson,
Yep.
do you have Ms. McGee's phone number?
I do, Your Honor.
Then call her. That's how she can talk to her lawyer. My order is complete and court is complete. With respect to Ms. McGee. Have a great day.
I'm not gonna lie, that was kind of satisfying. She hit her with 14 months probation. She said, I agree to probation. She didn't think she was gonna get that. And see, the judge was playing chess, not checkers. Because she know you're gonna do something within that 14 months. The way she's impulsive like that, or you gonna violate that probation. You either, because what a lot of people don't understand is that you could end up back in jail just by being rude or being disrespectful to your probation officer, because they really have your hands in their power. They have the power of whether or not you can go back to jail or not. Because I believe when it comes to probation, you're basically an inmate on the streets, so you don't really have any rights. So she's about to find out she's going to be on it for 14 months, and it was her fault. She had the opportunity to really save herself. All it would have took was just burying your pride and giving the judge an apology. That's literally all it would have took. And she wouldn't have even been on probation for that long, and she would have been able to clear all this. And this is what I mean. You're playing in front of somebody who has your life in their hands, and she still thought it was a negotiation as far as, oh, can I talk to my attorney? Basically, what she was insinuating was, can I talk to my attorney but so that we can come back with something to get you to overturn this probation? She's like, yeah, you can talk to your attorney. It's your attorney. You can call your attorney 6 months from now. I don't care. Talk to your attorney. But that's not going to have any bearings or any effect on what I just passed down. I like that judge. I like how she's moving, because that's the only way you're going to be able to have any possible chance of correcting some of this behavior, especially the impulsive behavior that people act like they have no control over, and just when they get mad, they just see red and their body just starts moving on its own. No, you have control of your motor functions and you got control of your mouth. Now it's just about how we have to help you to be able to get further control of it. We just have to reinforce it one way or the other. Either it's going to be some positive reinforcement or it's going to be some consequences. But the choice is yours. But we'll leave it there for today. If y'all could like the video, I'll greatly appreciate it. Appreciate it. It helps more than you know. And then also, YouTube has a new feature called Hype. And basically what Hype does is it basically pushes smaller content creators the same way that it will push the larger content creators. And it'll show you the points that I have when you hit the like button, the Hype button. And then also Patreon's link below if you want to see self-improvement content. But until then, I'll catch you in the next video.